considering that a week ago, at the time of us recording this, you guys were getting ready for an ODAC Championship game. And eventually, spoiler alert for anybody who doesn't know, you hoisted the trophy, which is just something that in this time, to me, during the pandemic stuff, feels like it means a little bit more. Is that accurate to be feeling?
It feels really good. It does feel a little bit better just because there's so many more obstacles that you have to go through. It's not just go out and win games. It's like make sure you don't get COVID and then go out and win games.
Well, your all's best was pretty good most of the time. I know that is what every athlete strives for, is to do, go game by game, day by day. But how hard is that? How hard is it really to not look ahead based on, the competition on paper, or thinking about, circling some games on the schedule? How tough is it really from an athlete's perspective to not let yourself get a little bit ahead of time?
I think the only time that we ever really got ahead of ourselves was like in the tournament when we really felt like, we're going to win this all. Like we haven't lost at a game and like we need to focus on the games at hand, but like we really knew and we really felt, I felt like we were going to win it all. But I think this season makes you really think about it day by day because you're not guaranteed the next day. You get tested 3 times a week, and if somebody pops up positive, then you're out for so long. So I think this season really helped us focus in and just be like doing the things that we need to do on a day-to-day basis to get it done. But you never know when that game's going to be canceled, going to be moved. And, they saw it with the boys season. They had a couple games canceled because of COVID. And, we did too because of other teams. So it really just, narrows your focus into the day-by-day situation.
Well, obviously, we know it's a team sport, but you did get an individual accolade at the end of it all, most outstanding player of the tournament. I would assume that you didn't feel like you were the most outstanding player in the last game. Certainly, foul trouble didn't help in those areas. But take me through the mentality of that game, knowing how important it was, and obviously how well you'd been playing up to that point. How frustrating is it? How do you work through the frustration of not getting into a rhythm until really in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, no, it definitely was a frustrating game. Getting 2 fouls early in the first quarter definitely doesn't do me any good. But I was frustrated, but I knew that my teammates were gonna do good and build me up. And so, and in the past games, some of them hadn't done well, so I had to step up, and I wasn't doing that well to that day. So I knew that they were gonna step up, and we were gonna be just fine. So. It was definitely frustrating being on the bench, but it is very fun sometimes because the people that are on the bench with you are super hyped, and that's what you have to do. If you're on the bench, you got to change your mindset, change your role. And that point when I was on the bench, my role is to hype up the people that are in the game, maybe give some suggestions on what like I'm seeing from the outside perspective. So while it is frustrating, you have to quickly change your mindset and change your role. And then if you do get called to go back in, you got to focus back into that new role and just do what you have to do to win.
I'm curious about the energy from the bench, and you guys always bring it. That's a fact for anybody that's watched or been in the gym during your all's games. But this year, it was even more important to bring that. Was that a conscious effort? Did you guys at any point in time early in the season, just kind of come to you, realization to you during that, maybe even that first game, like, look, guys, we're going to have to bring it ourselves because no one's in here. I wonder how that conversation went, if there was one at all, or if it was just a natural thing you guys, did.
No, yeah, it was definitely a conscious effort, I would say, because we knew that there was going to be no fans, and we knew that we were going to have to bring our own energy. We're also super separated on the bench, so you have to be super hype. And you can hear like the thing I didn't really realize is that our first game, like you can hear everything that everyone says. So it was very interesting in that aspect, but we definitely knew coming in that we would have to have good energy and have to be able to bring it on our own. So our bench was super helpful with that, and they just got better and better, honestly. And they just made up cheers and they got really into it. And that's what you have to do. Like you have to be all in your role. And that really helped me, definitely, playing out there and hearing them get all excited for and ones or for just good defensive stops. Like I love our bench, and they mean everything to me. So
Do you or even your teammates, do you appreciate just how special this year is? Not just the fact that you won the title, but to basically be 1 point away from an undefeated year, first of all, to do it through COVID, not have any positive tests on your own team, and have the ability to host it and win it. Some people would crumble. Some teams would crumble under that pressure of being the home team. And you guys won all 3 games to be the champs. Is there any way to appreciate that on a larger scale, even though you haven't been in this position before?
I don't know. I mean, I appreciate it a lot. I thought it was awesome, especially being at our own, our own court. That means a lot. That I mean, sure, there's a lot of pressure and being on your own court, but at the same time, it's like a lot of support that you can feel behind you, and you can see like sometimes you'll be on the bench and you'll see someone poke their head in, and like you can feel that support even though that there's no one on in the bleachers or anywhere. So it's definitely a different kind of pressure. But I don't know. I just really grateful for the opportunity to be able to, have it. Because you never know at the beginning of this year if we were even going to have a season. So it is just a really blessed feeling, honestly.
I want to talk about the coaching part of all of this and getting a chance to really talk about the build up, the culture that's been built over the past couple of years. When you came in as a freshman, it was obvious it was a young team. It was going to be more of a rebuilding effort for a few years with Coach Isaac Smith. And then she's with Coach Crump in the fall, helping you guys get established, and decides to make the personal decision that she did. So I think people get lost on, well, at the end of the year, it was just Coach Crump. Look at her, look at all that, that took place. But, it's definitely bigger than that. There's definitely more involved in that. And I wondered if you could speak to the broader journey that has led to this. It's not just about the last 3 games. It's really a couple years worth of work.
Yeah, definitely. Like Coach Isaac was a great coach and will continue to be if she decides to do that. But I don't know. She was a great coach, and she had to make that decision to step away, and that's a lot of courage that it takes to do that, especially as a woman, just stepping down from a big job like that. So, great courage to her, and I'm so happy that she's doing well and that her kids are doing good. So, I'm just really happy for her. But Coach Crump took on a lot after that. So I know that she was kind of doing it by herself, you would think, but there were so many people behind her, so many alumni. She's an alumni herself, so there's so many people behind you. And she, I'm sure, contacted Coach Isaac a lot throughout everything, and Brittany and everybody, all the staff, just everyone just kind of building her up, I know. And you just got to come into practice every day, and she's always happy, she's always excited to be there. So it's definitely a broader group of people. And, we got those new shirts, Say as Strong as the Woman Next to Me. And those definitely are bigger than just like the woman like right next to me. It's definitely like our coaches, like all of our players, all the people behind us, our alumni, people that have played before. Like there's a lot more people than just the people you see on the court. So it definitely is a broader group of people, and a lot, more people working behind the scenes than you see.